Flanders isn't a big region, so there's little excuse for not making the trip at least once to visit Ypres, with the Flanders Fields Museum and the beautifully maintained cemeteries that stand as a testament to the sacrifice of those long past.
Hi, my name is Emma. I come from Scotland and I'm a freelance travel writer. I've been living in Belgium for just 2 weeks now, but I previously lived here for 18 months. I was doing research for a guidebook to Flanders, and I'm really excited to be here at the museum because when I came to do the research it was closed, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's inside now. Thank you so much. One thing. Thank you all.
The Flanders Fields Museum gives a general introduction to the First World War as it happened in Flanders. I'm Dominik and I work as a researcher for the Flanders Fields Museum here in Ypres. Each visitor is given a bracelet with a chip in, and the chip registers not only your language but also where you're from. And in the museum you will be given 4 stories, true stories, 4 biographies, and at least one of the biographies will be of someone who's from your area. For instance, my grandfather, his story during the First World War is one of the 450 stories to be read in the museum.
The highlight in the museum for me was the personal stories. One in particular, they had 3 boxes with the lives of 3 men, you know, how they died, and they had personal mementos belonging to the men, and things like that are really touching for me, and it sort of gives the war a human element.
There's one rather new object which I find really moving. And that's the trunk of a tree. And the tree was chopped in the 1990s and was then more than 200 years old. Now, when they chopped the tree, they saw that the trunk has retained the traces of the First World War. The tree has recovered those traces. And it's quite symbolic because it's just like this whole area around Ypres. The landscape has covered the traces of the First World War, but they're still all there.
I've really enjoyed the belfry now that it's reopened. The views from the top are stunning, and it's really useful to be able to see the cemeteries. Heinkot Cemetery was a German strongpoint, so it's incredible to think how close it is. You know, we're standing in Ypres now, and the soldiers used to pass through the Menin Gate, and then it's barely 2 miles. This monument was a German advanced dressing station. It was a barn, and they used it to dress their wounded. And you can see the view they had of the enemy. For those that come here and find a family member buried here, it must be incredibly emotional and moving. I think, you know, it's a really important place of respect for people. I think you can feel it if you just take a minute and soak it up.